talkSPORT chief football correspondent Alex Crook joined us earlier in the day, and he had this to say about the current United boss.
We had an incident after the last game when he questioned the players' mentality, and then when I challenged him about it, he denied that he questioned the players' mentality. So I do think he's floundering a little bit, and I do think this narrative that he's putting out there, that he's more successful than any other Premier League manager than Pep Guardiola over the last couple of years. United being a cup team isn't going to cut it with Manchester United fans. They want to see a team that is capable of challenging for a place in the top four, and we haven't seen that since the start of last season. They've lost 20 odd games on his watch.
It's a funny one, Aaron. I mean, the Man United fans, understandably to a certain degree, got upset because it's as if we're picking on them all the time. But you would argue, or they would argue, and certainly we would argue, that they're one of the biggest clubs in world football, along with Real Madrid. So you're going to get a lot of focus of attention. And when one of the greatest players that's ever lived questions maybe your club and your manager, it's another talking point. Ronaldo, has he got a point with what he says? Or is it with a wonderful quote? I need to say, where was the quote?
Read the quote.
Oh, the quote was brilliant. Jonathan, the United fan, says Ronaldo's turned into one of these bitter old Hollywood actresses. Marvellous quote. It was that good. I had it written down,
Let's face it, they didn't end on good terms, did they?
Yeah.
And like you said, he's obviously having a little bit back at him. But Man United is one of the biggest clubs in the world. And for me, I don't know. I still feel they have some top players, and I do feel that when I watch United now, I don't feel they have a style of play. So I'm looking at it going, the manager's been here for what, 2 years now, and I'm going, I don't know what he's done to this team. Of how do Man United play? What's the system? What's the patterns of play? So are they a pressing team? Do they drop off? I don't think they do anything. So in that sense, like I said, for me, I don't think he's made his mark. So like I said, I don't understand what he's done in the sense of how his team is supposed to look like.
I think a lot. Sorry, Alan. I think a lot of people that I see say, like Man United fans say, Gabby, this is a new Manchester United. We're used to the Manchester United we played against, and they dominated. Maybe now Manchester United are just not going to be that team for a long time that are challenging for the top trophies.
Do you know who I'd love to ask a question? It's not going to happen, right?
Ten Hag.
I look at Manchester United, right, and I just think it looks to me a team full of players that don't really or can't handle playing for Manchester United, because it is different playing for Manchester United, particularly, everybody's, the one thing we automatically do is we look back to that Fergie era, which was incredibly successful. But the guys I would like to ask, I mean, top guys, you're talking like guys like Casemiro, Varane, guys that have played, Eriksen, that have played at a fantastic level, but let's be honest about it, don't really look at this moment in time as if they're proper Manchester United players that can actually handle it. And there's been problems in wider areas. They don't really have a centre forward. Højlund's obviously out injured. I still think with the signings that they've made and the money that they've spent, it looked to me as though they're kind of still mile. And I know we've got to give people time, and that's nobody more agreement. But they still look, as you would say, miles off.
I agree. They look miles away. Like I said, if you look at United this season, you're looking at it, I'm going, I don't fancy them to finish top four. Do you know what I mean? And we're talking about Man United here. And like you said, Ali, look how much money he's spent now. And that's what I said. We talked about the windows, grabbing previous managers. He's had the money. He's spent the money. They're his players now. So I'm looking at it going, you've had the money. You've brought in your players. And I still don't see a system. And I still don't see a style of play. And I still don't see the players performing. But like you said, the pressure of playing for Man United could be, is it too big?
But it's a case of, as well, when I used to play against Manchester United away, used to go there and you're like,
you'd be terrified.
We get a couple of shots and we try and nick, we nicked the 1-0 and we won there once, and I'm like, whoa, we had a couple of shots. Now teams are going there, and I thought it was a
dominating possession.
Bournemouth game I saw last season. They were winning and they were popping it through players' legs. Middle of Old Trafford. I'm like, whoa.
It's changed so much, though, Gab. It's not like when we used to play against them.
No.
Yeah, I think, and Man United fans, I think they have to accept it.
Yeah.
And I think they have. Like I said, if they're being honest, they have to, it's not the Man United of old.
No.
Like you said, they are probably looking at it going, we'd be happy if we get top four.
Yeah. Well, we spoke about it earlier on, right? That's a difficult thing to talk about for United fans. It took, I know Liverpool would be relatively very successful during the period, but did it not take Liverpool 30 years to win a title again?
Yeah.
I mean, serious question. Could we be looking at that with United?
100%. If you're looking at, like you said there, like we don't like to say it, but they look so far away from the top teams now. You look at them against, like you said, even the other week against Liverpool, you're looking at it going, there's a massive gap here. There's a massive gap. And then you compare them to the City, and And the Arsenal, you are miles away.
But as well, you're looking at like teams that are getting better as well. Newcastle will be better this season.
Of course.
No European football. Villa will be still up there. Brighton look very good.
Yeah.
Just beat them as well, 2-1. So it's going to be harder to get into that top four again for Manchester United.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.